This is video 20 and today we're talking about percents. Okay, the first thing to do is how do I change a percent to a decimal? Okay, well you need to move the decimal point to the left 2 places. So for example, 12%, if our decimal point is right here, we're going to move it 2 places over, so that would be 0.12. Okay, for 7, I'd move it 2, so it would be 0.07. Now, some people might say, oh, this is 3.5%. It already has a decimal in it. It is a percent. We want to change it to so that there's no percent sign, okay? So we're still going to move this 2 places over, and we would have 0.035. Okay, with this one, move it over 2. This would be 1.05. Okay, so that's the biggest thing. First is how to change a percent to a decimal. Okay, now in these kind of problems, they're kind of like word problems. There's words in them, but we're going to translate these words to what math words. Okay, so is means equals, like an equal sign. Okay, of means multiply, and what means that's our variable that we're going to use. Okay, and I'm always going to use x for these problems, just to keep it consistent. Okay, and the next part is we've got a little equation. The percent times the whole equals the part. Okay, and that's what we're going to use for every single one of our examples. Okay, percent times the whole equals the part. Okay, so the first one, what percent of 29 is 3? Well, let's go ahead and let's translate this straight from words to our equation. So what percent x, I don't know what means the variable, of 29, so times 29 is, that equals 3. Okay, so what percent of 29 is 3? So now I can divide by 29, okay, and I get x equals 0.103. Okay, well that's not my percent. That's my decimal. So now we're going to move it over to the right 2 places so that I can get my percent. So I move it over 1, 2, 10.3%. All right, the next one. 58% of what is 63.4? Well, first, change this 58% to a decimal. So that'd be 0.58. Okay, so that's my percent of what? So of x is, so equals 63.4. All right, and when I divide by 0.58, I get x equals 109.3. Some people might say, well, how come we don't change that to a percentage? Well, I already know my percentage, okay? In my first question, I was trying to find the percentage. Here, I'm trying to find the whole. Okay, so really kind of try to figure out, what are you finding? Are you finding the percent? Are you finding the whole? Or are you finding just a part of that? All right, last problem. A baseball team played 75 games and they won 55 of them. What percent did they lose? Well, first let's figure out how many games did they lose? We can easily find out how many games they lost. Okay, they lost 20. Okay, 75 minus 55. Now let's figure out our equation for this. So we want to know what percent. So what percent is going to be x times the whole, how many games they played all together, is the part. That's the amount they lost. Okay. So now we just divide by 75, and x equals but I want to know the percent. So move your decimal place over twice, 26.7%. Okay. All right. Biggest thing for this is just make sure that you understand how to translate your words into math terms. And don't forget this equation. Percent times whole equals the part.